Every soldier in the army fights very bravely if he knows that he has a whole army behind him. And not only that, but he knows that the army that he is in is an exceedingly fierce army. And then this fills him with great courage. So there's a story that I told you before, but it bears remembering. Abba Moses, whose icon is there, committed a lot of sins in his youth. He fornicated a lot. He lived in passions. And so when he became a monk, all his passions returned again to him. His cell became like a brothel. That's what he described it. It was awful. And going into his cell was like being in a place in which horrible temptations reigned against him always. But Moses was so horrified by these temptations that he ran out of his cell and he went to his abbot. And his abbot said, "What are you doing? Get back in your cell now." He said, "No, I can't go back there. I won't go back there." And the abbot said, "Get in there now and get back to work." He said, "I cannot. I won't. I cannot go back in there. Satan is in there." And the abbot shook his head and he said, "Look into the western sky, son." And he did, and the sky became very black and was full of demons, like flying all around. It was really awful. Lightning and demons and all this awful stuff. And Moses was really horrified, And so that didn't encourage him at all. And he said to his abbot, he said, "This is horrifying." And the abbot said, "Now look into the eastern sky." And he looked and he saw an army twice as large as that one. Rank upon rank upon rank upon rank, bristling with weapons, horrifying to behold. And the abbot said, "That's the army that will fight for you. Now go back in your cell now and get to work. Go back in your cell now and get back to work." And Moses said, "Okay, I will." And he went back and eventually he prevailed and he became a great saint. There was a woman in Crete who has reposed. She was an eldress. She was not a monastic. She was just a laywoman. And I don't even remember if she had ever been married. She might have been a celibate woman living in the world her whole life. But she was so devout that she began to have visions and she began to have all these things. And her visions were legitimate. They were examined and found to be legitimate. Even bishops would travel all the way from Cyprus and places like this to go see her in Crete. This woman was devoted to the Archangel Michael. She would pray to him all the time. She would talk to him all the time. She would pray. She would say many prayers to him throughout the day. This woman would describe, how demons would come and torment her, but she would ask Michael to come, and Michael would come immediately. And she said as soon as Michael would enter the room, everything would leave in that moment. Everyone would leave, because they would not bear him. Satan cannot bear to be in the presence of Michael, who is so great and so powerful. And the demons will not bear him either, because he is so great and so mighty. In fact, Michael said to her, "People should call upon my name more, because the world is very corrupt. The priests are corrupt, the lay people are abominable, the world is disgusting." He said, "But you need to call upon me more often. You need to pray to me more and more and more, and I will help you more and more and more. Things are wicked, but I will also help." Pray to the Archangel Michael all the time. You should pray to him constantly, because Michael is greater than Satan. Satan was the greatest angel, but through his arrogance he became the worst, the lowest. And Michael was so humble. He was offered a place in Satan's kingdom, and Michael said no to it. The angels had only one moment to make this. They had only 1 second to decide whether they would follow Satan or not follow him. And Michael, in this moment, said these words. He said, "Let us attend, let us stand upright. We're not going to do this. We're not going to follow Satan." He actually spoke these words. He said, "Wisdom, let us be wise and not do this." And so all the angels, 2/3 of them, I should say, listened to Michael. And they said, we won't follow Satan. We will not follow him." I'll be honest with you, beloved, I do not know if what I'm about to tell you is tradition or not, but what's really interesting is that Satan says, "I want to be like the Most High." This is what Satan says, "I want to be like the Most High." Michael's name means the one who is like the Most High. That's what Michael's name means, the one who is like the Most High. My opinion is that Michael is not his original name. It was not the name he was given when he was created. But Satan said, "I will be like the Most High," and in this moment he fell from being like God. And Michael, in a special moment, said, "We should humble ourselves and follow God in obedience." And then God probably renamed him. This is my opinion. This is likely Michael was renamed in that moment, and God says, "He is the one who is like me." Satan was not, Lucifer was not, but Michael was. He is like me. And so all the angels are like this, beloved. All the angels are holy, and they're filled with so much power. And it's unfortunate that in our minds we always speak with demons. We're conversing always with demons, with our wicked thoughts and the temptations that they give to us. But rather we should pray more and more and more all the time, that we should speak with the angels and hear their counsels and hear their words and listen to their thoughts, which are thoughts of pure wisdom and thoughts of righteousness. May all the angels overshadow us with their wings, and may they grant us good thoughts, always, now and ever, and unto the ages of ages. Amen.